Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 2527 Falls Street here in Forest Grove. I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front of the house. We are on the left side of the home. About halfway back on the left side here, you've got a couple different cleanouts. In case you need a landmark here, and we're on the front yard side of the fence right now. So you got two cleanouts here that are adjacent to each other. The one that's closest to the fence is your storm system. The one further away is your sewer line. 3-inch ABS cleanout is going to be our point of access. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We're going to zero out the foot counter here at the base of the cleanout. And off we go. Line just transitioned there over to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. Alright, reached the main here at about 82 feet. Thus far, very nice looking sewer line. It's incredibly clean. We went through a little tiny low spot that's probably going to drain out to almost no standing water at all. We'll check that out on the way back in, but so far, nice looking sewer line here. We're going to go locate while the pipe drains. Alright, located the camera head successfully. Line terminates out on Falls Street. As you face the home from the road, the line comes down the left side of the property line. Or I'm sorry, I wouldn't say on the property line, but it comes down the left side of the house. It then veers under the driveway. Based upon my locate where the curb stamp is, it looks like the line runs down only, maybe 2 feet or so, maybe 3 feet in from the left side edge of the driveway. And the line here is just about done draining off. We're going to go ahead and start pulling back in here. By the time we get back to the little belly in the line, it'll be fully drained. But that thing, even with water running, I barely had a 1/2 of an inch of standing water in it. Those are the kind of bellies that drain out to just about nothing. 1/16 of an inch is what I'm wagering will be there. And bellies that tiny have essentially zero bearing on standing water, or I'm sorry, on flow. Realistically, and where I don't even start considering repairs until there's at least an inch of standing water for a minimum of 5 feet, and that's only in very particular circumstances. Mostly depends on the configuration of the line. But even with fairly significant bellies that are 10, 15, 20 feet long and have inches of standing water, when they're in plastic sewer lines like this, with nice smooth pipe walls, what I've come to find is that it is almost entirely up to the homeowner as to whether they act up or not. And by that I mean putting abusive items down the line. If you don't give the line anything that can build up, it just simply won't happen. All the PVC pipe there looks great. Drains beautifully, transition joint looks good. And that little stringy thing hanging down there is a piece of human hair that went down line and just got caught up there, that's where the test T connection comes down. Test T is just like a clean out access. It's just a diagnostic tool if you use when the line's first installed. And once it's permitted and passed off, they cap the thing off. In case you're curious what that tie-in was there. Alright, we're getting back into the spot here where I think our little belly is at. Now we have a little bit of water actually still draining to the line from somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where, why, but... Okay, finally there it is. Had just enough water trickling through there. You can tell where the belly is at. There is just the ever so slightest amount of just a thin little layer of gunk in the flow line. So the belly runs out there to about 16 feet where it dissipates off. And that is holding about a 1/16 of an inch of standing water. Beyond that point there, you might have, I mean, an incredibly minor amount. I mean, we're talking like 32nd of an inch. The only part here I can even actually map out and even find the exact dimensions of are right in here. It's from about... Alright, bear with me a second. This thing is so tiny it's hard to even see the dimensions of it. It's from about 11 to 16 feet approximately. You've got about a 1/16 of an inch of water. That is a long, long, long ways off from needing repairs there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and flip the camera around here and run backwards toward the home. Everything from the clean out to the main lateral connection is in good condition, has good flow, and to boot, incredibly clean. You rarely get all those things. And then a little bit of standing water going back into the home here. I'll notate this one too on the report. About just shy of about, actually it's closer to, it's not even 4 feet actually. My camera was half going up that vertical there. It's 3 feet. This one too, also very minor. Looks a little more significant when I start pushing the water in front of the camera. Once you start backing out, you can see how small the thing is. It's that one at its worst point there. Sorry, bear with me here. It starts just around that turn. From right around 1 foot to 3 foot, you've got to settle in. At its worst point here, we're about halfway up my camera lens. You got about a ½ inch of standing water there. No fixes for either of them. They're too minor, in my opinion, by a long shot. And there's essentially zero debris buildup. I wouldn't expect to see buildup in bellies like that, not unless the line was being heavily abused, and you'd have buildup everywhere else too. All the pipes intact here. We have good flow of the main lateral. Both those bellies are so small, they're doing almost nothing to affect functionality. The only stuff those would hang up on a consistent basis is fairly large amounts of cooking oil and grease going down the line. You know, wadded up paper towels, wipes, flushable wipes, things like that. And even those are going to scoot through there with little issue, but I don't suggest putting that kind of stuff down the line, but just so you're aware. Anyhow, sewer line is functioning properly at this time.